Hello everyone, here's Rachel from King's College London. Today I would like to present a project worked with Dr. Gilmore and Professor Nishan about the multi-country study of third-party trackers based on the real user browsing histories. Over years, the browsing history of our users become more and more complicated due to the development of third-party trackers. However, most of works in this field only focus on the analytics of Alexa top websites list. For example, 10 years ago, people might only focus on the number of the parties on top 1,000 global websites, and 5 years ago, the range extends to top 10,000. And recently, most of works went to the top 1 million website, which is also the end of the ranking. In such a case, all of this kind of works would have the lack of real-world dataset, which connected from the real users who located in different countries. So the only focus of Alexa.com list would cause the overestimation of the number of third-party trackers, because the user browsing habits would greatly affect the ecosystem of third-party trackers. For example, if we load the top 2,000 global website with the empty browsing history, each bar here in this bar graph will represent the number of third parties in top 100, top 200 until the top 2,000 global websites. So the left-hand side y-axis means the number of third parties in each bar, and the right-hand side, the secondary y-axis means the growth of the parties in each 100 websites. The growth keeps decreasing, which means that more and more the parties are repeated if the user keeps visiting more and more first-party websites. The overlaps of third-party trackers across the browsing history would be increased, and this would provide an upper bound on the amount of tracking. But real users do not follow the fixed ranking of websites they wish to select. Therefore, we could say the only use of Alexa top websites is not enough to evaluate the third-party ecosystem across different countries. So in order to collect the real-world third-party tracker from the users who located in multiple countries, we published one browsing extension in Chrome Store called Sunbeam. So our extension used the round circles to represent the first-party website visited across the user browsing histories. So here we list 4 websites: The Guardian, Baidu, Argos, and Twitter. And all the triangles around the first-party websites are the third-party trackers. And here we could see some of third-party trackers are in red and some are in white, because 2 of them are connecting more than one first-party website. That is to say, these third-party trackers know the browsing behaviors of the same user across the different first-party websites. And apart from those, we also provide the categorization of all the third-party trackers to help the user to understand the functionality of each third-party tracker. So here we also list the link of our project and the GitHub links if you are interested in this extension and our coding. So the main takeaway highlighted in this presentation is to discuss whether the users in different countries would experience the same amount of tracking. To answer this question, we would first focus on the different number of third-party trackers of the user and China users. Then, in this paper, we compare the third-party data collected from users in 4 countries: Australia, China, UK, and US. But now we have updated to the 1,350 users across 83 countries. First, users located in the UK and China visit each 100 websites of Alexa top 2,000 global website. Each bar in this graph represents the number of the parties when users visit each 100 websites, and both countries show the huge number of the parties. But the total ones are from UK users. That means even users from two different countries visit the same site of first parties. UK users would receive more third-party trackers than Chinese users. For example, here we list one symbol, the Guardian.com, and the number of the party loaded from the different countries. So if the user loaded the website from UK, it will receive the 15 sub-parties, while the users located in the China only receive 3 sub-parties. That is to see the difference of the sub-party numbers loaded from the different countries. Apart from that, there are two lines in this graph are based on the number of country-specific sub-parties. That is, the sub-parties only existing in one specific country. The result shows that UK users not only have more sub-parties but also have more country-specific sub-parties. Then we extend the real user study from 2 countries to 1,350 users across 83 countries. Here we use world map to display the distribution and number of users who contribute sub-party data to our real user study. Also here we use the bar graph to represent for the number of sub-parties in each first-party website for each country. We highlight the position of UK and Chinese users. We could see the user in two countries keeps the same result, that Chinese users have fewer sub-parties. One important reason is that certain sub-parties are blocked by the Great Firewall of China, such as Facebook, Google, Twitter. Therefore, even we visit the top 100 UK websites from China and UK, there will be a very huge difference between the number of sub-parties in two different countries. A large amount of top third-party trackers will be blocked from our China locations. In such a case, users in China are subject to less tracking than users in the UK. So we extract Hong Kong users apart from the mainland of China, because Hong Kong users do not have the restriction of the Great Firewall in China. Therefore, the number of the party trackers in Hong Kong would be more than China mainland. In conclusion, this paper first discussed whether the tracking of real users is similar to the Alexa studies. The answer is no, which is based on 1,300 users across 83 countries. The Alexa studies would provide an overestimation risk on the amount of tracking. And then our paper also demonstrates the number of sub-parties, but also the country-specific sub-parties loaded in China is fewer than the UK. And lastly, the real-world data set demonstrates that multi-country users would experience the different amounts of tracking. According to the over 1 year data tracking from 83 country users. Except that in the paper we also discuss the influence and the categorization of visited first-party websites and the corresponding third-party trackers. If you are interested in that, please check in our paper. Thanks for your listening.